Tonight, we're diving deep into a story that's got the world on edge. An incident that's not just about drones, but about the future of European security, the credibility of NATO, and the ever-present shadow of Russia's ambitions. Exposing the truth in Poland's drone incursion, was this just a border blunder, a simple mistake of navigation, or are we witnessing the opening moves of a much larger, more dangerous game? Or is this the start of something bigger? And seriously, am I the only one who didn't realize NATO jets have actually shot down Russian drones before? This isn't just a headline, it's a historic first, and it's got everyone from military analysts to world leaders asking, what happens next? Here's what we know so far. Late at night, under the cover of darkness, between 19 and 23, Russian drones entered Polish airspace. Some of these drones were launched from neighboring Belarus, a country that's become a key staging ground for Russian military operations since the Ukraine war began. The drones didn't just cross the border, they penetrated deep enough to trigger a full-scale military response. Within minutes, Polish and Dutch NATO jets scrambled from their bases, racing against time to intercept the incoming threat. The tension was palpable as radar screens lit up with hostile contacts. In a coordinated operation, at least 8 drones were shot down, some with air-to-air missiles, others with ground-based anti-aircraft systems. The rest either turned back or crashed, but the message was clear. Poland's skies are not open for business. This was more than just a military skirmish. This was the first time since the Ukraine war began that NATO forces directly engaged Russian military assets. For years, NATO and Russia have danced around each other, testing limits but avoiding direct confrontation. That line has now been crossed, and the world is watching to see how both sides will respond. Enter former US President Donald Trump, never one to shy away from controversy. At a press conference, Trump weighed in on the incident, suggesting that the drone incursion could have been a mistake, a technical error perhaps, or a miscommunication between Russian and Belarusian forces. His comments quickly made headlines, sparking debate on both sides of the Atlantic. Was Trump downplaying the threat, or was he simply trying to avoid escalation? But Polish leaders were quick to push back. Prime Minister Donald Tusk, standing before a packed press room, made it clear, "We'd wish it was a mistake." His words were heavy with meaning, hinting at the gravity of the situation and the deep mistrust between Poland and its eastern neighbors. The Polish government wasn't buying the accident narrative, not for a second, but it wasn't, and we know it. Top Polish officials called it what it was, a deliberate attack, not a navigation error. Intelligence reports indicated that the drones followed pre-programmed routes, avoiding known air defense zones and targeting sensitive areas near military installations. This wasn't a random event, it was a calculated move, designed to test Poland's defenses and NATO's willingness to respond. Poland didn't waste any time. In a move that sent shockwaves through diplomatic circles, Warsaw invoked NATO Article 4, demanding emergency consultations with its allies. Article 4 is no small thing. It's a formal request for allies to come together and address threats to a member's security. At the same time, Poland called for an emergency meeting of the UN Security Council, putting the world's spotlight squarely on Moscow's actions. Allies like Germany and France didn't hesitate to condemn Russia's actions, calling them reckless and provocative. NATO responded by putting its eastern flank on high alert, deploying additional troops, surveillance assets, and air defense systems to Poland and the Baltic states. The message to Moscow was unmistakable. Any further aggression will be met with a united and forceful response. So, was this a mistake, or a warning shot, aimed at testing NATO's resolve? The stakes couldn't be higher. If this was a deliberate provocation, it's a sign that Russia is willing to push the boundaries, risking a direct confrontation with the world's most powerful military alliance. If it was a mistake, it's a terrifying reminder of how quickly accidents can spiral into crisis. Either way, the world is holding its breath. What do you think? Was this a calculated move by Russia to test NATO's defenses, or just a high-stakes mistake that could have ended in disaster? Let us know your take in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for the latest updates on this unfolding story. The world is watching, and so are we. Stay tuned for more as the drama continues to unfold.